So we're gonna make a pom-pom, and in order to make a pom-pom, I'm not gonna use anything fancy, just my hand. And he wants a nice thick one. So I'm just going to keep wrapping this for a little bit. I want it to be nice and thick. The more yarn, the better. The more we have to work with. And this is just gonna make a nice pom-pom. It's really simple. It does use a bit of yarn up. It's a really good stash buster if you need to just kind of get rid of some yarn too. But I'm gonna stop about here. So I'm gonna cut that. Can you hold that?
Yep.
Just pull that taut. And then with my other strand, I'm actually just going to kind of wrap this as close to the middle as I can. See how you keep everything kind of bunched together?
Right.
Okay. And then just even that out. And if you can see, I'm just make sure that's pretty centered, and then I'm just gonna tie it, and that's really it. So I'll probably put maybe like 2 or 3 knots in it. This is not everyone's way, this is just my way.
Okay.
So I wanna make sure that's pretty tight. That's 1 knot. I'll do another one right there, and then I'll do in the opposite direction as well. Which honestly, that's probably pretty good just right there. But just for safety's sake, let's do one in the opposite direction too. All right, so 2 knots that way. And now these are the same ends that we're gonna use in order to tie it on to the hat as well.
To this?
No.
To the hat. Oh, okay.
That would be separate. And now you just kind of cut everything. All these loops here, right? So just cut them. Cut them right open. I'd use bigger scissors than my thread cutting scissors. This is pretty stress-free. So when you think you've got everything cut up, it's pretty much the gist of it. So, and then from here, you could start fluffing it up and making it a bit more full. I still got some threads that weren't cut. Okay, so now this kind of looks a little messy, or a lot messy. So you want to clean it up. And that's why we make it thicker, because you're going to lose a lot of yarn from doing this. So this is where the decorative part gets. I'm kind of pushing it so that it gets really dense and thick. And then I'm just going to start trimming it. So see how I'm kind of losing a lot. But we're going to make that real like round shape that we want in a pom-pom. You have to kind of force it into the way that you want it. And like I said, with bigger scissors, this is much easier. So it's a little bit of a process, but you see how it's getting there? This is definitely something that will have a mess to pick up after.
Bye-bye, happy holidays.
Let's see. So we're getting there. So you see how you gotta use a lot of yarn for it to come out good? The more yarn, the better it's gonna be. Then it kind of gets like not so round on one side. You gotta round it out on the other side. But what do you think so far?
Pretty easy.
Right? Some people use like, there's pom-pom makers and machines and stuff. Some people use cardboard cut into circles and do it that way too.
Okay.
Most times I don't have a pom-pom machine or cardboard around. So this is what does it. So let's see. So It's starting to look more like a pom-pom.
Right.
What do you think? Something like
Yeah, it
this.
looks like a flower to me.
Or a flower. It makes a great dandelion.
Right. Right.
And if you add more yarn, it's going to be even thicker. Cool. That's making pom-poms 101 with Cairo.